Moving right along to number 23 in the first book of practical studies for trombone by Gerald Bordner, you'll notice this one is somewhat slow. It's going at an andante tempo, and I've set the metronome to 72 so that we can accomplish that. And what that does is it creates a challenge in terms of where you breathe and basically using your airstream really wisely, because sometimes those breaths that we take, those full breaths, need to get us quite a fair distance into the piece because it's moving so slowly. So that's one of the challenges. Another challenge here is that you will notice all of the rhythms that we have used, all of the different types of diminution of rhythm that have been used in the book so far are all in this one here. And as a result, he's made some other things somewhat simple. There's not too many dynamic contrasts in this, there's not too many slurs, there's not too many sharps or flats. So I would say the focus in this is to make sure you can take nice deep breaths and get all the way to the ends of phrases. Take wise breaths, as in choices, good choices, so that it doesn't get in the way of the rhythm, but it also sounds like it goes with the phrasing of the music. Let's start out with a tuning note. That is B flat on the top of the bass clef stave. And I'll give you two measures of 4 beats in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to empty out your water key. And moving on to number 24, I would say the challenge in this one is that there are a lot of markings. He's gone from having not too many markings in the previous one to having a lot of markings underneath the music in this one. Lots of different dynamic changes, some gradual crescendos and gradual diminuendos as well. You remember what they are when you gradually get louder, gradually get softer. There's something in this that's going to be a bit of a challenge for me because I like to have the metronome running so that you can play along with me. Otherwise it would be difficult for us to keep in time. There's a rit, it says rit underneath the second line and also at the very end of the piece, or on the last bar that you see on this page, there are rits. That's ritardando, that's Italian. It basically means to slow down. But with the metronome running, I'm not going to go against the metronome. So I am personally, in this video, going to ignore those ritardando markings. But I would suggest that at some point when you're practicing, you press pause on the video and you play it on your own, try and keep really good tempo, and then try to do those ritardandos in the places that they're marked as well, because they won't really work while we're playing together quite as well as I'd hoped with the metronome. Here we go. This is andante cantabile. Oh, there's one more thing too. Cantabile means in a singing style. So it's still that same tempo, but we're going to approach this in a singing style if we can. I might even play a little bit legato sometimes too. At the end, there's a new marking that we haven't seen before. It says D-S al fine. When I say the end, I mean the last bar that you see on this page, because it's not really the end of the piece. That point, we go back to the sign. DS stands for dal segno, which means back to the sign in Italian. And the sign is on the last bar of the second line. So you'll go right through to the end, then you'll go back to that sign on the last bar of the second line, and then you'll travel through until, if you look really carefully on the second last line, at the end of the second bar, it says fine, which means that's the end, and there's even a fermata over the top of that double bar. You don't do it when you go through the first time, but when you come back to the sign, that's where you end the second time. So there's a bit of a roadmap in this one. I'll give 2 bars of 4 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2,